Hello all. Something bad has come up. Let's get right over to the board. Okay, a new bill, or new bills in the U.S. Congress is going to allow oil and gas companies to drill on all federal lands. They'll have no federal regulations on fracking. There'll be a $5,000 fee for protesting anything about this. To any particular person that protests fracking or gas drilling in the U.S. will get a $5,000 fine, or fee as they call it. And it'll be a giveaway to big oil and gas for leases. The leases will be very inexpensive for the gas and oil companies to ruin our campgrounds, our pristine federal lands that haven't been drilled on yet. I would sort of think if there was a time to do something, it would be now. Because once this law, if it does get passed, everybody that protests pretty much anything will get a fine, or what's called a protest fee. Because as we saw with spying, it just escalates and escalates until everybody is considered to be a criminal until proven otherwise. Now, what about global emissions of CO2? How does that stack up? Let's go look. The countries that contribute the most CO2 to our atmosphere is China at 27%, the US at 14%, and the EU at 10%. The US emissions for carbon is down 3.7%. Well, why is that? And of course that's deceptive, because the U.S. really didn't curb their emissions. They're switching from coal to natural gas, which has less CO2 in it. However, the U.S. is exporting a record amount of coal to China, India, and other nations, which means that the coal that's being exported still gets burned, and so the emissions are still up, higher than they were before. Are we reducing our use of fossil fuels around the world because of the solar and wind energy? No, not a bit. Fossil fuels are continuing to rise from 23.8% to 23.9% in just a few months. It's expected that coal will surpass oil consumption either sometime this year or next year. And China is using over half of the coal in the entire planet right now. And let's not forget the dirty oil called the tar sands of Canada. Those are basically coal that's just a little bit more liquid, but it is the most polluting coal energy you can use. And of course the consumption of that is rising dramatically, especially in the U.S. And that's why the U.S. is saying that they're going to become an oil exporter again. Can you believe that anybody would export their oil in these days, when oil is almost going to become a major issue here on the planet shortly? Okay, now let's go up and see how many barges are in San Francisco Bay. Lately there's been 1 to 2 every day since our last oil update. This is going to make it hard to go up and see barges in San Francisco Bay. Rain in San Francisco, finally. Well, because of heavy rain, we can't go see barges in San Francisco Bay. So we'll just keep it kind of short, and I really appreciate the comments from everyone. I'm not sure I'm getting all the comments because of the Google Plus thing. I'm still trying to figure out how to. It shows 4 or 5 comments, and then you click on them, there's only 3 or something like that, and I don't know where the others are. It doesn't seem to be in Google Plus or in the comment section. It just shows comments. So if anybody has any comments, go ahead and give them. Hopefully they'll show up. But thanks a lot for the plus ones and the and the thumbs up and the comments. Till next time.